Had a pretty good workout. Just yeah, wanting to stay consistently creative. So let's dive back into the OPXY, shall we? I think what I want to do today is I want to explore sound design on here and see how easy or not easy it is to make my own sounds and save them as snapshots and maybe give them away to you guys. Maybe. Um, so let's do it. We'll tilt down as per usual. I was thinking about also investing in a, this is like a pretty nice or decent phone tripod that I've had for years now. But I was thinking about investing in one that has MagSafe, like a magnet on it, just to make my life a tiny bit easier. One less thing that I have to do when I'm doing these lives, right? Like having to pull it's one of these sort of ones that, you know what I'm saying. But just placing the phone on there would be, I think, a lot easier. I know a lot easier, and I think it would be worthwhile to look into that. So yeah, okay. Anyway, let's sound design on here. I think what I'm going to do, and I think there's a way to initialize each engine. So maybe what I'll do is bring each engine to each of the tracks on a new project like this, and first of all, see how to initialize it if there is a way. I think there is. And then, or maybe not do that, I don't know. Maybe initialize, or maybe just find a sound that's a preset already and then mess around with some of the parameters to make it like my own or something. I don't understand LFO too much. I don't know what's going on with that. But I do know that you can use that to kind of make sounds sound a lot different. But yeah, let's explore. So obviously you have your two drums. What's going on, Manny? How you doing, man? What's up, man? Manny's the first one in the building. Oh, you know, one thing I forgot to do is this. Blue Retro. Hey now. There we go. I like the Blue Retro. I was using this last time. I kind of dig it a lot. What do you think about the new TEEP? Hey, what's going on in Japan? Or, you know what I mean. What do I think about it? I have thoughts about it. I have a lot of thoughts about it. I own the Medieval. Teenage Engineering sent me the Medieval. I'm so many thoughts. Wow. I think it's cool that they're including the Ting with it, which I didn't see a lot of fanfare about, but I think that's a big deal. I think it's not cool that this one came out before the Medieval got an update giving us some of the features that the KO2 received, nor do we have any information about whether an update is coming, so I don't think that's cool. Hopefully it comes. I didn't pay a penny for it, and I even think that, like, I feel shortchanged or something, so I can only imagine the people who did pay for it. I would have loved to see some clarity on whether or not proceeds from the purchase of the Rhythm and Ting included any donations to the folks in Jamaica who are still struggling. I think it might, but there wasn't any clear indication on that. What else do I think? I think I would like to have one, and I considered buying one if I knew that some of the proceeds, and maybe even what amount of the proceeds, were going to recovery efforts. I probably would have ordered one already, because that would have been like a, two benefits sort of situation. Great, watched your videos on MIDI with OPXY. Nice, cool, appreciate it. The Ting is awesome. Hey, dope, that's cool to hear that you're liking it. Where's my grape Kool-Aid looking? Where's my grape? I don't get it. But that's cool that that you like the Ting. I am very curious about it, honestly. I think it would be interesting for sure to use with this. And the fact that it comes with the Rhythm is part of the reason why I considered and still am considering buying one. But I think that the practicality of it is something that I've been thinking through a little bit with regards to, it needs a battery. I'm curious about how long the battery lasts on it. Probably a very long time, because I think their battery management is pretty dope. I'd in theory be able to just connect it, right in here. and use some effects on my voice in the tracks on here, which is interesting for sure. Why am I hesitating as I'm saying this? Because for these live streams, having a microphone like this where I don't have to hold something up, it makes a huge difference. So for me, these live streams, using a headset like this, I'm gonna choose over having a headphone and then another thing to plug in. And furthermore, I, I mean, I don't know, how do I say this? The drum engine samplers has gotten so much better on here. I think we all know that. You said get the new, yeah, okay, yeah. There's a chance I would get it. I just feel a little uncomfortable about buying it when the medieval is still sitting there, and the medieval is sitting there not because it's not good, or it's just because I just don't feel inclined to touch it until we get some of those updates that came to the KO2. And furthermore, I think I'm in this place with the content journey where it's just like, yo, I'm creatively inspired now. I've been enjoying this. I got Ableton in my back pocket, figuratively speaking, waiting for a time where I just want to change a pace with this. Then I'll go back to Ableton, and it's kind of like, where is there a place for the rhythm aside from just having fun with it? If they sent me one, I'd find time. But yeah, I just don't think that. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna buy it right now because I think that I think purchasing it, even with the 30% discount that they're gracious enough to provide for me, as an artist and as a mentor, on the website, it's still not a smart use of money for me at this point. And I'm trying to be very smart and very deliberate with spending. Honestly, I'm trying to like really be just intelligent with spending. Even with this, I bought a second one of these. You might say, how are you going to say be intelligent with spending if you have a second OPXY? Well, it was purchased for a reason. I felt like there was a vacancy in my content journey and in my creative journey, like having something physical, not my computer, that I can do this with was extraordinarily important. And it's been pulling me towards more community, first of all, like with you guys. Hey, what's going on, Seth? How are you? Which I love, and it's been pulling me more towards creativity. So yeah, go ahead, Lennon. Hopefully it's a good one and not some. I mean, we'll see. I don't want to assume anything, but I got a question, and then it's something legit or something crazy. But yeah, let's take a look here. So I'm on track 3. This is a synth engine that comes here. So and there was a few other things. It's called the OPXY. I think there should be, if you're watching this on your phone, I think there should be, and let me know if I'm right about this, but there should be something on here that lets you click it. Because I tagged the product. I don't know how it shows up on y'all end, but I think there should be something on here. Can you make a living in music this day and age? That's a great question. It's a fantastic question. The answer is yes to that question. I think that right now, more than ever before, we're in this space where it's not imperative. That's a strong word, but it's more important than ever, and it's more doable than ever to lean into your creativity, because I think the opportunities that are going to present themselves when Web3 becomes, and you may or may not even know what I mean when I say Web3, but when that becomes the next wave, which it's literally happening right before our eyes, I think it's going to be more important than ever that we have more individuals who are willing to put themselves out there and be creators. Excuse me. And I think there's going to just be more of an opportunity. Like right now, it's just such an interesting time. I was talking to someone, like, we have ways of, to make content, do brand partnerships for payment, not run ads, but like, enable ads on your content for payment through YouTube, etc. Get fan funding going from people like you guys who are like, yo, I'm rocking with Khordmaster. I want to pledge $5 a month to his Patreon or to his YouTube channel memberships or whatever, and have whatever platform take a cut from that. YouTube takes 30% of that. Patreon takes whatever 10% or something. So we have all these things right now, but I think that it's still not that easy for someone to create, because there's too many options for platforms, And I don't know, a lot of these platforms for creative people, in my opinion, a lot of these platforms are anti-creator. They're more about jumping on trends and stuff like that, and that's not really what I enjoy doing. I like doing this, honestly. Like, basically, if I was able to, and let's say not if, let's say when I'm able to do these types of live streams as regular as I'm doing them right now and build a community, and you guys are enjoying it, love listening to my voice, love my vibe and the information I'm talking about and the music I'm making and blah, 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 blah. And I'm able to slowly start building a community from doing this very, very regularly, and be able not just build a community, but be able to make an earning from these things. Whether it's, again, from you guys pledging, or whether it's from companies taking note of, yo, Khordmaster's doing these cool cafe vibe things on YouTube. He's been using the XY a lot. I want to send him this product, or not even, I'm hesitant to say send him this product, because we know what that means when you get a product sent to you. It's not even about that. If I get a product sent to me, this may not be as fun. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's like, yo, I'm checking this out for the first time in a coffee shop now, and I'm using it, and I'm like, yo, this is not fun at all. Like, I'm going to send this back, or whatever the case is. But, you know, we've talked about the full authenticity with everything. But yeah, is it on your channel? I'll see it if I can find it. Lennon, do you play? I play the piano. When you say it, is it on my channel? So what I was mentioning is the product should be tagged on this live stream, I think, if I did it correctly. My brother-in-law makes a living of music. Yeah, what does he do? All right, let me take a look at this. So the idea was to go in here and let's see, shift 1. So shift 1 lets you change your engine. I think it changes the engine, and this might be the default thing that I was talking about. I think so. Okay, so default engine is like this. So we'll put in axis on here. We'll just go up until we can't go anymore, and then we'll put dissolve on here, and then we'll put piano here, and then we'll put hard sync here, and then we'll put oh, MIDI. Look at that. Multi-sampler, organ. Oh, there's a few more. You got organ. Should have did this a little different, because we're gonna even do the drums on there, but that's fine. We'll check it out. So we got organ, we got prism, we got simple. I didn't know simple was an engine on here, honestly, y'all, but that's fine. Cool. And then last but not least, we got wavetable. Okay, so that's how you get default engines going, so that's cool. Bro, what a great answer. I wasn't aware. Seriously insightful. Seems like you are saying you can build a community and share your art, and out of appreciation, the cash flows. Yeah, Seth, that's exactly right. Yeah, I think that there's like a constant tug of war, struggle, whatever you want to call it, between, and I don't even know the answer to this. I think it depends on the individual, but when it comes to thinking about doing something that you love doing, that you would do even if no money was involved, and on one hand, it's kind of cool and important to keep that way as an outlet. Meaning, if music is your thing, some would say that you should keep music in a space where you're not relying on doing music, making music for profit, because then what is your outlet? You don't have an outlet anymore. So that's one hand. But then on the other hand, like, I can also make the argument and say, but if I had something going on where it was like I was going live every day on this thing for an hour, okay, Monday through Friday at a set time, or maybe not at a set time, whatever, but I'm like dedicating an hour per day live streaming on this, chatting with you guys, and it was bringing in money to just do whatever I want to do. Like, there's no obligation on what I have to do. It's just, hey, turn this on and just make some music and just explore. So sometimes it's a little more teaching. Sometimes maybe it's a little more this. I've barely done anything on here. Sometimes maybe it's a little bit more just vibing out and just jamming out and performing. And I was able to make money from that. That's exciting to me as well. So I don't know the answer. It just depends on the person, I think. I've seen him cut big checks for single instrument players, like hundreds an hour, subsidized with a regular career music. That's dope. Yeah. All right. So let's check this out. So I got all the engines lined up here. We got, I'm just going to describe them from the way they look. A Slinky. We got some lines. Wavetable, I think. Shout out from, hey, that's what's up. We got some squares, cubes, I mean, that are just intersecting, like different axes. We have just like static screen, black and white TV, static screen thing. By default, the E-piano, that's kind of interesting. This is the piano, clear one. But by default, the E-piano is monophonic. That's kind of weird. Why that to go in and take monophonicness off. But it's legato mode. That's weird, right? Why would you want that in legato mode by default? So we just, hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the sub. So that matters. So I appreciate that. Okay, so whatever. E-piano. Then we have a hairdryer. Then we have some like vertical bars with numbers on them, which is the organ. Then we got some shapes and an eye. And I think I kind of know the names of these from using this enough, but let's just see if I'm right. I'm going to like quiz myself. So I think this one is called Dissolve or Axis. No, I'm wrong. Whoa, that's called Simple? Okay. Wavetable. This is Axis. That's Dissolve. Okay, so this is Simple. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. All right, so let's design some sound. So you can either... I struggle so bad with getting sound sampled to the XY. Why do you struggle? Because there's 3 different ways of doing it, or what? I think at some point, once I get my hand on some of these not samples, these synthesizers, desktop synths that I'll be doing a lot of content on, connecting to my digital piano. That's the next area, that logical area, creative area that makes sense for me. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. But once I start doing that more, being able to sit in front of my digital piano, play stuff, play chords, design sounds, like on the Polyend synth, for example. So stay tuned. There's going to be some really dope content with that. I'm very excited to share that with you guys soon. But once I get that going, then there's going to be the idea of, which doesn't sound fun to me, but I think it'll be good. It's like you're making sounds at home, and then I can use the multi-sampler on here. The reason I say it doesn't sound fun is because, from my understanding, you're holding and you're sampling, like not every key, but you're doing some stuff that just it's very uncreative, but I think it is very necessary. Maybe if this thing, and there's so many thoughts, if or when this thing gets the ability to auto multi-sample, which I know other devices that are cheaper or less expensive than this do have, I think that would be important to be able to have the multi-sample happen automatically. It doesn't currently do that, but that'll just be cool. Too many options and it just doesn't sound accurate. Okay, interesting. All right, so from here, we'll start with sound design. And we'll sort of explore not the shuffle thing, but we'll start from scratch and just see what we kind of can get going. That sounds interesting. And then I think, you know what would be cool? And I'll probably maybe do a video on the fact that I did this and maybe just link this live stream to it. But it would be cool to spend, what's going on, Spiel Kind, how you doing? It would be cool to spend some time not scrambling, but manually designing sounds for each of the, coincidentally, 8 synths. So there's 8 synths on here, distinct synthesizers, and there's 8, track buttons, and making something that just doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound bad. It doesn't have to sound amazing, but it just sounds like something that I could see myself using, and then do the snapshot. So one for each engine, and do a snapshot. And these are my first set of sound design stuff that I've done on here. Give them to y'all for free. Upload them on a Google Drive, or actually I think Dropbox is like the industry standard according to ChatGPT. But anyway, let's explore that. want noise on a sound. Interesting. You can just get straight noise on here. But why would anyone want that in music? Well said, nice toy. So turn noise down, we don't really need that. Ooh, that's pretty cool. See, something like that right off the bat. Stereo. So what else can we do to shape the sound? Well, we can go into 1. So in 2, there's an amp and there's filter. So let's explore this a little bit. Not off topic. Question, man. Any question is fine. I mean, that's not absolutely true. But no, I mean, yes, I am actually. I'm originally from New York. Yeah, but I live in Jersey. So if you click, now you get into filter. So what does this do? So I don't know what the filter thing does here, because it's not changing the sound, but I think that this needs to be on, maybe, because scene or whatever 3 on here is like I don't know what I'm saying. I don't hear a difference with the filter though, but when I turn this thing on, no sound comes out for some reason. So let's turn that back off. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, let's go back here. Let's figure out why no sound is coming out. It's because it was only letting. So you have ladder up top, you have Z low pass, Z high pass, SVF, and then ladder. So this just lets you only have certain sounds come in. Key, I don't know what that really does. I don't know what these things do. I'll have to explore this some more, I guess. But I might turn that off. And then 4, last but not least, LFO. No idea what's going on here. Never did. I like how you say shape the sound. I'm hearing how each tweak you make defines the object. Word up. So here you have 4 different things. You got speed, amount, destination, and decay. So let's, I don't know, change this up. You got speed. I'm just gonna, I don't know what these things do in the LFO section, so I'm just gonna kind of. Cut off, resonance, key. Shift here? I'm trying to see, how do you... Oh, destination. I'm not hearing... Cut off envelope. I'm not hearing, like, much go on here. No change. So that's like a question. Like, how do I use the LFO section to shape the sound? I don't know. It's not happening with this sound. Turn it off. I don't know. This is a good sound. We're gonna do a snapshot here. So I think you press and hold, and then you hit save. Now this is saved as a snapshot, which means if I go into it, it's there. I might delete this other one to avoid confusion. Delete. And that was just a shuffle, scramble rather. All right, so that's the first snapshot. Let's go to the second. So now this is in snapshot mode as opposed to synth mode, right? Track 1, because we just did a snapshot. Now we do the same thing here. Let's check these out. this is cool. So now, instead of keep tapping the key, maybe this time we play. Okay, maybe take us a little slower. Turn this off. So now we have just like, whatever, basic rhythm, long, short, long, short. Now we want to come in here, let's just explore the sound as much. Interesting. Let's say you shape 100s of samples. Let's say you shape. Okay, how do you remember them all? Are you able to recall in the future when you're composing? Good question. So that is, and I've had conversations with some people who own the XY, who not have had the same question, but who know a lot more about it and who have spent a lot longer time with it. And one area that is not great on the XY is sample manage. Well, not even sample management. I mean, did you ask about samples? All right, you're talking about shaping samples. So these are actually synth engines, but I'll talk to the synth engines thing first. As I create 8 different distinct Khordmaster presets, snapshots from these synths, and have them on here, they're all going to show up in my snapshot folder. But the name that they show up as in the snapshot folder, in my opinion, kind of sucks. Because a couple things. One, they have the date and the time. They have the date and the number next to it. So this says 2025 11/14. So this is saying that this is the first preset that was made or that was saved on 11/14/2025. It's there. When I do the second one, it's probably going to say parentheses 2 afterwards. Okay, fine, but I think it would be nice if you could either enable, you can rename them for sure, yes, that is true, and that's what I probably would end up doing, and I think you can rename them on here too, mind you, right? So you can do the things that you need to do. I can rename it right now, but I think one, it would be better if by default the date is good, I think, to have on there, but maybe you can either disable that and just say, hey, I want to know that this is a snapshot. And let's explore this real quick. I want to know that this is a snapshot from a specific synth engine. I think that would be nice to be able to say, oh, this is from, I think this was the simple one, right? So let me actually just look at this real quick, because as I'm saying it, well, first of all, oh, it's okay. I'm like, what the hell? So if I go to engine and I go to simple, let me just check something out here. Okay, so couple things with that as I'm learning, okay, full transparency. Now when you go to simple as a synth engine, it shows up there as the file, as the thing that you just did. So the reason that's important is because you can get to, oh, I want to see all of my simple synth engine sounds that I created. Well, you can actually do that quite easily by just going to simple. And in this case, they would all just show up at the bottom because they're all numbered, starting with 2. In the naming convention space, however, I might consider naming these chord and then something, right? So that when I'm sifting through sounds, it's like, oh, okay, they're all gonna be in this KH section. It's gonna be like chord and then whatever the name of the sound is, or KM, I don't know. I can figure that out. But there are ways around this. So that's cool that it shows up there. I never knew that because I never really saved presets yet. Now we're starting that process. Okay. And then the other thing I was just going to say is like maybe a random name. Chord Gadget does this all the time. I kind of like that. Like I like the idea of, I mean, there's a whole lot of words in the English language. Dude, there's so many things about this device that I just say to myself like, oh, it would be nice if. So another one of those things is like when I save this, hey, do you want to save it as the date that you just did it as, or do you want to save it as a as a random word or set of words that this smart $2,300 machine comes up with. Like, it basically uses some sophisticated process to say, oh, it sounds like this, like in this case. Sorry, that's not what I want. So it sounds like this. So it calls it something like something related to video games or 8-bit, or you know what I'm saying? Like it uses what it sounds like to auto name it. Another one of these many ideas that I have that yeah. I mean, that would be kind of cool. Like, I can just go in here and just be designing sounds right on the device. I have to understand a lot more with three and four pages, third and fourth page on here. But I could just be designing sounds, and then, have tens of them, 20s, 30s, hundreds, whatever. And then if there's like a platform that I build or someone builds on the computer where you connect it and it does what I just said, it's going to listen to the sound you design. It's going to create a name for the sound based, like a random name, but it's not that random. And then it's going to name it for you, do all that stuff for you. So you don't have to do the things that's not fun to me, to have to come up with the name and do all that stuff manually. Exactly. That would be cool to me. That would be like really nice. Because right now, as it stands, I'm probably not going to do that or get around to doing it. And it's going to just have a whole bunch of just number, 2025, 11, 14, boom, boom. And I'll have to just sift through them just from that order. Like I know myself, and knowing that I only do when it comes to creativity and music things, for the most part, especially right now, I'm only interested in doing the creatively inspiring things that have to do with creativity, and not the stuff that feels like work that has to do with creativity. If something feels like work, like reaching out to customers for my tutoring business or sending emails for my consultant job or something like that, I'm not gonna say I don't mind doing it, but I have to do it there, so I'll do it. But when the creative stuff feels like work, I kind of tend to not want to do it and don't do it. So I don't know. All right, let me do a couple more. I'm getting so hungry. I have a meeting in 40 minutes, and I'm just asking myself, I'm like, dang, if I'm this hungry right now, then in 40 minutes, where am I going to muster up the energy, whatever? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Another idea, what if there was a way to capture where the settings are? What do you mean by that? Capture where the settings are? See, this is a sound that I'm going to just say I like the way it sounds right off the bat. Also, the fact that, from a sound design perspective, here we go. The fact that you cannot apply effects to these sounds, you can only use send effects, is another somewhat troubling type of a thing, I think. It would be cool. I mean, why can't you guys? It would be cool to just be able to add effects to your synth engine sounds separate from the send effects screen. Right? I mean, you can do that on the OP1 field. And that's what makes the OP1 field a little bit more of like a sound design, sound exploration type thing. Also, I had thought about another device that I have to get as I'm thinking about it now, which is a small, high quality. There's a couple things here. I was going to say small, high quality radio with like a small thing I could just plug in. Got to be battery operated, or maybe maybe I can charge it, but like plugging it in here, and then I have access to the radio to sample from. That's a cool thing. You have a built-in radio on the OP1 field. I don't think they have any antenna in here. They didn't include that for whatever reason. But that would be nice. And then the other piece of it is like maybe some type of, internet radio. Like if there was a way to access, if there was a way to access something like that radio app that you guys may or may not have heard of, and like a small little thing that plugs in here, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it just, I don't know, something small, and I can just, like something small, and I'm going to look it up. I should probably get my iPad right now. I don't feel like grabbing it over there, but something where you can, yeah, I know. Are you talking about the one with a whole bunch of O's on it, radio? But something where I don't have to have my phone connected to it, right, to access on my iPad, but it's just like small, and it just stays in this bag, and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to sample now. Let me just pop it in, and then let me just press a button, and it just throws me into, like, the way I'm explaining it, whether it has Wi-Fi built in, and you have access to a couple of radio type things on there, like internet radio type things, including the radio app, or AM FM, built in. I feel like I need to look this up right now. As a matter of fact, hang on. Oh, the shit, that's heavy. Jesus, I got like all my shit in the bag. Okay. So let's see if there is such a thing that exists. Yeah, I'm so hungry. I should have brought one of those egg white bars, those RX bars. All right, so this is like a 3.5 inch mini radio with like recharging capabilities, sampling from the world around you. That's cool too. Yeah, it really is. And so that's a thing that would be really, really, really nice with this. So let's see if such a thing exists. Tabletop radios. So is that what they're calling this a? Oh, hang on. Pocket radio receiver. I don't want to go on YouTube. I just want to look. Mini portable AM/FM radio. Let's look at the. See, we need something really small. But this is kind of interesting. Hang on. Mini portable AM/FM radio with 3.5 airphone for walking, jogging, gym, camping. So you have a tuner. This is kind of what I'm looking for here. So they're cheap. I can see myself getting something like this, like AliExpress. I don't know what this is. FM radio backlit LCD mini pocket clip radio. This one is like, yeah, they're really cheap. $8. This is kind of what I'm looking for right here. Now, how well the antenna is the question. Fantastic and sounds very good. Not working properly. AliExpress for conference tour guide. I don't know. Interesting. I'll have to explore this a bit more. And naturally, I need to look at how much traction my latest Instagram video. Oh, 1 like, 2 likes. Cool. This is the world we live in. That's why I deleted this app from my phone, honestly. I'm just not with it at this point. This is what the vibe is like for me now, the live streams. Okay. All right. So I like the sound. So I am going to either save this or maybe tweak it a tiny bit more. Fibonacci. Interesting. So to me, this is an example of a sound that shouldn't be poly. It should be mono. But let's also check out LFO. I don't understand how this works. Speed, I don't know. Like, no difference in sound. Clearly I'm doing something wrong. Maybe there needs to be a video on how to use the LFO on the XY. Anyway, this sounds good. Let's save it. I was about to hit scramble by accident. That would have sucked. So now that's saved. Cool. So which engine is this again? Wavetable engine. Simple wavetable. This thing is a dope device. People sent some cash. My new friend needs to eat. Oh, please. Thank you for the encouragement. Lots of folks use cassette players with radio feature. Yeah, I'm gonna absolutely do a little research on this and find the best one. I know what I'm after. I'm after something small, something that has a recharge. I feel like a lot of them are not going to have rechargeable batteries, but some might. But I feel like a lot of them, it's like, hey, if you're using FM, AM/FM, you probably want regular batteries to go into it because you're camping or something like that. But I'm excited. I'm going to check that out. All right, next one. We're at what are we at now? Axis. All right. Ooh. All right, maybe we'll do the same thing again. Turn AC off. We don't need that anymore. Little difference in sound when I'm turning these knobs. Okay. Look. Tone doesn't change much. Let's see. Tremolo. Tremolo doesn't change much. I mean, anything. Weird. This is just like not too much going on. So I guess if I get stuck, here's an idea. If I get stuck and I'm like, I don't hear anything unique that's like varying, that's able to be produced, then maybe you scramble, right? See? And then if I need to scramble and then look at the parameters. So there was something else about this. LFO is off on this one. I think that as I scramble with LFO off, I think it keeps LFO off. Could be mistaken. Let's take a look. That's actually not bad though. Ooh, that's good. Boom, 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 boom. Maestro. Ooh. Any way to recreate the sound for tweaking in the future? When you say recreate, you mean go back to it to make small changes. So as long as you save it, then yes. As long as you do the snapshot thing, then you can just get right back to it. But can you duplicate it and keep what you got there? I guess you can, because you can pull it back up, and then you can create a snapshot, and then you have two versions of it. You have the original, and then you have the new snapshot that's the same, and then you make your tweaks from there. I imagine that will work, right? So for me, what I can hear that would sound kind of interesting with this is like a quicker cutoff or quicker delay. Is that what I'm trying to say? Let me see. Something like that. Remembering to save is my drama. Yes, you can duplicate it. Yeah, there you go. And then I might even do something like. Right? Just being able to add like, yeah, it does sound interesting. Thank you. Being able to add like, just reverb on here. Like it just, I'm going to talk about the good and the bad, right? The bad on this is like, why is there not the ability to just add effects on a sound and save that preset? To my knowledge, you can't do that. You have to do this. You have to go in here and be like, all right, I'm adding this effect. But to me, I'm like, oh, I like the way that sounds. I mean, that's super heavy on the reverb, but you can't save that as such. I mean, am I saying the right thing or no? Well, it's weird. When I save this preset, I'm curious to see if it keeps the send effect going the way that it is. And if it does, let's see. So if I'm like, all right, I like the way that sounds. Let me just take a look. Now you have this on. You have Maestro mode on. So let's actually take a look. So I saved this. Now I'm going to go to a different sound from Axis. And I'm like, all right, boom, 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 whatever. And then I'm like, let's go back to that. Well, first of all, yeah, okay, it's going to change the sends for the FX, of course. Then if I go into back to that same sound, which was what? Axis, and go down here. It keeps that sound at 80. Cool. And it keeps it in arpeggio mode. Wait, let me double check. Did it remove it from? No, arpeggio mode is just because that sound has it on. So if I turn it off, if I turn that off, and then I go back into the Axis sound, the reverb is still going. It no longer keeps that, which makes sense to keep that on. And then, but it always keeps the effects send. So the interesting and weird thing is kind of like, if I say to myself, and I might actually say it, is like, yo, by default, track 7 and 8 are going to be delay and reverb, period. There's also no undo button, question mark. Why do I have to say question mark? Would be good to roll back when you over tweak. Correct. Someone corrected me on that before. So you can only undo recording on here, not undoing tweaks, I don't think. So yeah, you're right about that. Like if I accidentally hit scramble instead of save, like I almost did earlier, than that, I think you lose what you had. But what I was saying about this effects thing is interesting in that you can use 7 and 8 and just be like, all right, that's what I'm using for 7 and 8. First of all, that's what comes by default is reverb and delay. So like if I was, and you can't delete, oh no, you can delete snapshots. So this is saved already, but if I wanted to say, if I wanted some delay on here, and I'm like, all right, I like that now, I can go in and save this one. Now we're going to have 2 saved versions of this. I think 3 and 4, one of them with the delay, one without. Right? So, oh, not rename, cancel. So this is going to have no effects 1, 80 effects 2. And then if I go back in here, now you're going to have 39 effects 1, right? So that's cool. So I can come back in here and delete this previous one, because maybe I want the one with delay. Ooh, what the hell? Oh, wait, I'm confused. I just did something by accident, but I think I just figured something out. Okay, so hang on. So I want to delete 3. So I'm going to delete 3. Okay, so now 3 is deleted. So now there was something with the LFO that I just experienced, though. So we have to figure that out. There you go. Tremolo. Okay. So basically shift. So if I'm here, Shift 1 lets you do what we know already. You can't do a Shift 2. There is no Shift 2. Shift 3 lets you choose between four different types of filters: ladder, SVF, Z high pass, and Z low pass, whatever that means. Learning through accidental project deconstructions. Yeah, you're right about that. And then 4, here we go. Duck, element, random, tremolo, value. These are the LFOs. So maybe we'll experiment with this on the next one. Okay, so we have 3 different sounds here on 3 different synth engines. That's pretty cool. It's not fun sounding, but it's interesting. Mono. All right, and then so that's the idea, is kind of like when you change effects 7 and 8, you're changing the intended effect values for whatever preset that you have pulled up. So what I think could be the case is, like, if I'm designing sounds, the two effects that I can add are delay and reverb only. So design the sound in such a way where 7 is always delay, 8 is always reverb. So when I go into a new project and pull up one of those presets, the new project will always have 7 and 8 as what I just said it is, and that's fine. And then the idea would be, like, only mess around with changing the effects when I'm not using presets that I designed. I've got to sleep. It's almost one. Dang. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, this is what it's about. Yeah, just I appreciate you hanging out, and much more of these to come. If you want to, you can, hit the notification bell, because I don't have a set time for the live streams yet. Or not, or you can just, I think YouTube knows that you're a fan from the comments and stuff, right? So yeah, but I look forward to seeing you on the next one. All right, here we go. The screen on this thing is extremely underrated. Extremely. It's really cool to look at, and it's black and white, and that's okay. I don't like detune too much. So it's sounding different though. Like it's making it sounds like there's automation there, but I don't see it. I don't know where that kind of different sound is coming from. Maybe turn this off. It's coming from the LFO. No. So something like that. was inclined to there we go. That's cool. Vibrato. That's good. Save that. Okay. Time. E-piano can, I don't know if the E-piano, let's do some scrambles with this. Ooh. Ooh. Wait. This? Wait. That's cool. Some delay and such? I don't know. Let's see. That's good. That's good. That's good. Save. Literally working on an impromptu sample pack. Dope. All right. Desync. I don't know how to use this thing. It just sounds like terrible noise. But bass. Everything down except sub. What is that? Do you have like a... no. It sounds all right. Tremolo, random. How about element? Hey, what's going on, McBeery? Thank you. Having fun, man. This is cool. I'm doing some like impromptu sound design where I'm making a sound mostly from scratch, sometimes using Scramble, but most of the time from like scratch with each of the 8 different synth engines and saving them as a snapshot. And then I think I will put them on Dropbox and let you guys use them or something. I'll probably end up like doing a maybe one of the next live streams. I'll want to save this project as like a template. Ooh, there you go. Save it. That's a good idea. So save it as a template. Okay, stay with me. And then this template is kind of like Khordmaster sound design template. Once I have different sounds created on all 8 of these with the different engines, which as I'm thinking where the drum's gonna go, but maybe one of them has to be drums or something. I'll figure that out. Or maybe there's no drums on some of these tracks. Maybe it's just like straight up just sounds, no drum. I don't know. Either way, like that'll be like a way to say, hey guys, with only the sounds that are created here from what I just created on the last live stream, you guys can download these sounds. So yeah, that's cool. I don't know. I gotta talk to the community a little more, see if that's interesting and enticing. But this is cool though. But I'm definitely learning in the process, which is cool. So even something like this, I don't know. Yeah, poly is fine. I'm gonna save this. That sounds, as long as it sounds not, that was my thing I said at the beginning. Yeah, for sure. I was like, as long as it sounds not terrible for me, for this first wave at least, like I'm gonna snapshot it. I'm gonna save it, and you know, I can see myself using this is what I have so far. Cool, right? That's probably the coolest or most unique sounding. So any of the ones that change like that, I guess that's the LFO. I'm learning as we go. 5. Maestro off. We just did. How would this sound with like an arpeggio? That's such a small keyboard, by the way. What model is it? It's called the OPXY, and it's more than a keyboard. It has a keyboard on it, but yeah, OPXY from Teenage Engineering. Let me know what device you're watching this on. If you're watching it like on a phone, and it's just showing up vertical on your phone, or if you're watching it elsewhere, and whatever device you're watching it on, let me know if it's clear to you what I'm using from the tagged product on this. I don't know where it would show up. If it shows up on the screen on your phone, or if it shows up like underneath the video. I'm just curious to know, because I did tag the product on like YouTube, wants you to, because they want people to buy the thing that they're, you know, whatever. I don't care if you guys buy it or not, but that's the product though. If you click it, and that'll should bring you there. Organ. Okay, so this is interesting. So the longer you play, it's changing this first bar, which is something about the LFO, of course, right? And let's see what's happening here. Source, amount, destination, tone. So this, I mean, it's clear what's happening. As time goes on, it's changing this thing. But if I want to make it change something different, I would have to do this. Now it's changing the second one, right? That's pretty obvious. I see it now in the description. I'm watching on the phone, so it's vertical. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. So it's in the description, okay. So this makes sense. So this is saying that as long as the sound is playing, and I got to go in a couple minutes, as long as the sound is playing, that's kind of cool. It's changing that parameter. And so it doesn't make sense at all for the first one, because the first one is changing like the actual organ sound, and the others are like some kind of drawbars. So this probably changes the time. Let me see. Oh, gyroscope. Mic? Mm-mm. Some? Sure, that's fine. All right, boom, boom, boom. I don't know if we want to save this one. I might want to scramble this. Horrible. Oh, but we can turn this off now. Let's see. Let me see. And this should bring me back to a... Are you using a laptop to do the recording, Ableton, I'm guessing? No, just this. Everything is just from here to the phone. All right, I got a dip. This was fun. I am very hungry and very weak right now. So I need to treat myself to something really good, because I had a pretty intense morning in terms of work and working out and etc. But I have a meeting to get signed up into right now. So I appreciate y'all joining, and I look forward to seeing y'all on the next one of these. This is a long live stream. Pretty cool. All right, have a good one. Peace.